metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undisputed. Oh, come on. In me playing basketball, and I just want to line up. He's getting up. And show, yeah, we doing this for real. He's first.
We're supposed to get to them. Go rebound. Shoot. This one?
Cut that up, I got a match. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's something. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. I know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that?
Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right
now.
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Oh, man. Wake up. I know y'all up. Damn, I love talking to y'all. Damn, I love doing this. It's the easiest. No, I'm stop. I was just going through hell doing it before 2-3 quiet hours. And it's still quiet. It's weird because now that I'm doing it live, it feels like I feel y'all or hear y'all or interacting with y'all is a whole different energy than just me coming in here solo creep. 4 in the morning, let me do a video. And looking at that same ass website awful announcing that I only want to talk about Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Clark and every video come out about them. And I was like, man, god dang. But I did that for 2 years, man. We almost, we at 460-something thousand subscribers. I love that. Just by talking about life for real instead of life for fake. Because I certainly know what life for fake sounds like. I was well-trained, let's say 20-plus years in the jump. 3 hots in the cot. I did 20-plus years in the NFL Network, ESPN, and Fox in the jump. Finally got out. Finally told myself, peace out. And the highs are higher and the lows are lower. Just letting you guys know about the independent train, right? But it's a lot of great breakthroughs. I can't lie. It's so fulfilling. You can do your life and you can do your work. And I think in this world, a lot of times we're been asked the proposition of, do you want to be successful in work or do you want to be successful in life? It's weird. It's so tough to have that work-life balance. Let's just be real. And I know I was being asked to do things that were going to rob me of my family, rob me of my fulfillment, but at the same time reward me by protecting them, by giving me more, by having more liquidity and more assets. And then you got to just make your own decisions. I don't like to say one is better than the other, depends on who you are. In my 20s, yeah, give it to me. I'm on the road, baby. I'll see you later, baby. And then now in my 50s, man, I better be at home. Don't we got a good Wi-Fi? Don't we got a good broadcast signal? Can we get this out so everybody can see it? So love to you guys, man. Beat it up in the comments. You know what we do. I want to see what you guys are talking about. Who up in here today? Who's our number 1? Who's our number 2? Who's our number 3? All right, number 1 right now is Smith Shot Racing. He says, ball with attitude. He explained it a few days ago. Oh, thank you, Smith. Somebody must be asking, what the hell does blah, blah, blah mean? I told y'all this, and I'm going to keep telling y'all this because I know it's always a new audience, but BWA, a little bit of a play off of NWA, ball with attitude. Long story short, my senior year, I needed a rally call. I needed a cheer. I needed a command that let everybody know you down with us. See, in high school, I had one. It was called FAY. And I'm going to be real. In high school, me and my boy D.R.O., then we got a couple other cats, Marvin, Ratanzi, my boys. We had this crew. We didn't want to be gangsters, right? We didn't want to be like that. So our crew was called FAY. Fuck all y'all. And that was the name of it. I got a chain. I should wear it. It's upstairs. Diamond chain that says FAY. And I really believe that. So this is why when people say I'm a contrarian or I think different, it's because, like before all the glitz and glamour, dog, I had a different mindset. I was like, fuck all y'all. Y'all gangster, y'all punking us, y'all trying to jack us, y'all trying to act fresher than us, y'all taking all the good girls and, well, they were good looking. Taking all the girls, y'all doing all this shit. I'm like, man, that ain't gonna work. Fuck all y'all, right? So that was our thing. And we were more into, my boy went to Cal, I went to Columbia, you know what I mean? Like we were into like, let's be for real. Let's not be for fake love. Let's be for real. And it worked, right? It gave us a crew. It gave us our own little world where we could connect and forget them people over there who look fresher than us, but we'll pass them by. That's the goal. So that's what that was. Then in college, it was BWA, ball with attitude. So everywhere you go, blah, 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 blah. You just hear it from everywhere, coming from the 12th row of that damn dorm. You over there walking on College Walk, you hear it there. You at the pizza joint, and you just walk in, you see your boy, his back turned, he on a date. He got $5, 2 slices, 2 sodas, he ready to go. Blah, he turned around, blah, 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 right in the middle of the date. That's how it was, man. So love to you guys, man. That's where that comes from. Number 2. Francisco Aguilera says independent is harder but seems more fulfilling. Yeah, it's harder because it's not a network. And a network is I grabbed everybody that I think can do their job. Independent is, you got to do that. And you got to go find people. And the hardest part about anything is team building. The hardest part of a team, of a NFL team, college team, anything is team building. I don't care if you coach an itty bitties. It's hard to get people that are reliable. People are fake. People don't even know what real is. People don't even know what their real potential is. Even as adults, you can't even say, all right, this is due at Friday, 5 p.m. I guarantee you, if you really want to know, you check them at Friday, 1 p.m., half of them ain't even got to it yet. It's crazy. People just don't do what they say they're going to do. Or if they're available to do it something for you, chances are, like an old woman or an old man, like chances are, is a reason why they ass is 55 and single. Like, say what you want. They got used. They got abused. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Yeah, she 55 out there doing TikTok videos. Let me just tell you, it's a reason why she available. All right, you know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing in this. If you find somebody that's fresh, you better hold on to them because most people, you're going to be kissing frogs. They ain't that fresh. That's why they available. All the good ones got taken. You think Harvard and Columbia and MIT and them ain't taking all them? You think the NFL network ain't taking them? You know what I mean? And you independent tomorrow, come by the crib. And they like, yes, this is what I've been working for. This is why my resume is built. No. And then number 3, who's number 3 today? EJ Sunshine. All right, EJ Sunshine. Respond, Wiley. Charles called you out. Don't run from the smoke. He did not call me out. First of all, that's my homie. But even if he is my homie, I'm still going to call him out. And I'm going to do it again today. But he didn't call me out. He was talking about Colin. He said people on TV. I ain't on TV. Well, actually, I am. If you put this up on your TV, like, hey, let's watch YouTube on our smart TV. Yeah, I guess. But he wasn't talking about me. That was Colin's story. I don't need nobody else's story. People won't smart. Dog, one thing about me, didn't you hear Dan Le Batard yesterday when Ryan Clark tried to unload on me and was like, yeah, Dan, right? Marcellus Wiley. We're not going to say his name, but we know who we're talking about. One of them. And Dan was like, well, one of the things I like about him is he loves confrontation. That's just one of the things I like. Many of the things I like. Dog, you can't run nowhere and go get no chorus of people that don't like me. Look, this ain't even cocky. People like me because I like people. It ain't that deep. I have never come to somebody and been like, man, fuck that fool. I don't undercut. I don't do all that. I don't talk out of both sides of my mouth. None of that. That's why I know everybody. And I can take shots if I want to. And they can take shots if they want to. But you notice they don't. You know why they don't? Because I ain't a bad person. It ain't that deep. Damn, people act like it when you say that, oh, sure, you really do hate. No, you're projecting. You're a hater. It's okay. Shit. Now, don't get it twisted. Like I tell you, the way I engage in battle is simple. I always lose the coin flip and let you get the ball. Do what you want. However, don't you ever think you're going to get me, because I don't start shit, but I ain't no punk. That's one thing about me. I will let you push me first because I know you won't kill me. Now it's on. That's it. Speaking of his own, ooh, wait. It is Championship Sunday. Dun, 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 dun. So let me just say one thing. It's on. Let's get into it. Let's go. It's on. We got Sam Darnold. Boom, 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 boom. And then Stidham. Stidham. What is he going to do? That's the biggest unknown. We're going to talk through that a little bit. Drake Maye. Oh, man, we got a funny video of people. He got some fans. And Matthew Stafford's like, excuse me, I've done this before. Let me do this again. Our MVP of this year. Okay, let's get out of there. Here's the thing about Jarrett Stidham. Be careful. He hasn't thrown a pass in, 2 years? Careful. When you're watching film, you're like, damn, put the film of Stidham on. You're like, that's it? You're like, that's him? You got to remember, he's seen that film too. And because he's had a chance to revise, and this is his chance to redeem himself, he's going to come out with a whole different bag of tricks. However, in controversy, in conflict, in adversity, whatever comes, once you let him go out there and have success, he's going to keep going with this new version of Jarrett Stidham because it's going to have a new mindset. It's going to have a new approach, a new attack. Because the last one didn't work. Let's just be real. He wouldn't be a backup for all these years, right? So it is. Now, the way you change that is don't even worry about what he's thinking. Just worry about what he's dealing with. Throw some stuff at him. Give him some headwind. Soon as that happens, guess what happens to every human being in this world ever? You go to your defaults. That's why it's so important that you get raised properly, socialized properly, conditioned properly. Because you know yourself, when all else is going wrong, all else is failing, guess what you do? You go back to who you really are, what you're really comfortable doing. And if you're not that good in terms of your fundamentals, and you're not that good in terms of like, I was a baller, I'm just kind of like an eye guy, I can go with the wind, you got him. Because the doubt bird's going to come back. That's how it goes. So if he come out there hot, don't act like this boy can't play no football now. But if you come out there, smack him a couple times, remind him a few times, hey, guess what? You weren't playing for a while. I wonder why. Oh, actually, I don't wonder anymore. You need some help up? Oh, you thought that was cover zero? Nah. That was phase 2-1. Yeah, we phased out of cover zero and showed you 2, then we went to 1. Huh? You want to play some football? Are you ready for some football? Damn, I love football. Football's so sick. You could go out there right now, and I've seen it before. You know, back in the day, they was like, oh, you got to look at their fingers. And it was true, especially white players. If you look at a white player's fingers and knuckles, you could tell if he's going to run block or pass block. Because the blood that go into him. So when you saw a lot of blood in there, he had that pressure on there. That sucker about to go boom, boom. He coming downhill, bulldozer, whop. And then even they got smart. All the linemen, black and white, they were like, wait a minute. Me had my hands barely touching the ground. But that ass is low. You thinking he going backwards? That sucker go whop. You like, and it happened so fast. This is why y'all trip me out when y'all be having these reactions to stuff. This is going to be a real stretch, but I'm going to bring it back home. You remember when Kyron Lacy, rest in peace, Kyron Lacy, the wide receiver from LSU. Remember when they showed this video a few months ago and they were like, wait a minute, it looks like he was too far away and the speed he was going, he had enough time to get back in. He didn't cause that accident. All I went to was my football mind and my football experience, the physics of football. And I was like, yo, people don't understand. When you are moving and they are moving and we're moving towards each other, oh, that reaction time is not as much as you think. I don't care what you hear. 1 second, half a second, 1.5 seconds, please. Because you got decisions to make. And in that situation, they were grave decisions. But in our situations, we always say the battle, the war, but ain't nobody dying on the football field, right? Damar Hamlin exception. But the point is, nah. So you still got to go right now. All your faculties, all of you is going to be decided by. And he was in a vehicle. They were in vehicles. This is us, flesh. What you gonna do? That's football. That's life. It's coming at you fast. So be careful when you say, "Oh man, he had enough time to do this and do that." No, he didn't. When you see the games today, he's like, "Why did he?" People be tripping. I'll be like, dog, y'all ain't, obviously you have never been in the battle. You have never been in engagement. You have never been there in Buffalo in your own end zone. It's 4th and goal. They got the ball and you are a defensive end and you look over and your childhood hero name is Bruce Smith and he's on the other end and you on the other end and they call Saul Blitz and you know you got to go pitch. Yeah. Oh, shit. And that ball move, I'm telling you, it feel like you in Beirut. Soon that ball move, 300-pound dudes just, and you blacking out, you blinking, you don't know what the hell. You just know you got technique. You know you got defaults. Y'all better watch out for Stidham. Better start fast against that dude or else. Let's stay hype. What else y'all got?
As coaches, we preach the next one. The next play.
That's just play. No matter
The next drive.
regardless of what happens.
The next game.
We move on and we play.
Philosophy that transcends sport. It teaches us to stay humble in success, to rise back up after defeat. But then there are these grand, possibly once-in-a-lifetime moments. The kind of moments where you allow yourself to stop and think, this one has to be the one. Whether you're the heir apparent or the last hope.
Steady's ready. Just watch.
You can't ignore the pressure of this stage. Win this one, you're one step away from immortality.
AFC Championship!
America's worst nightmare is back! Big time throw by the MVP! That's how you set the tone!
This is big!
Oh my goodness!
Stop playing, man!
An epic battle!
And it's the opportunity of a lifetime! Find a way to get it done!
Mile High City is alive! I love you! This is what it's all about.
No matter what, legacies will be forged. History will be written. How will this AFC Championship be remembered?
Oh! Oh! Blah, blah, blah. Jesus, CBS. Yes, we're watching. God dang. Woo-wee. I am watching that. Say you ain't. Say you ain't. Golly. Ain't nothing better than watching that. All right, let's see what the other side got to do. You know they got to bang Crips and Blood, CBS versus, what is it, Fox? Let's go. How y'all going to get us hyped? Let's see which one wins.
Sunday on Fox. Matthew Stafford leads the Rams against Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. The NFC Championship presented by Intuit TurboTax. Sunday at 6 Eastern on Fox.
They just know we got to watch that game. They know we got to watch the Seahawks and the damn Rams. That was a mail-in. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, son. Come on, son. You can do better than that, y'all. That's hilarious. That was funny because they just was like, whatever. We already know this is going to be the highest rated game, so go ahead. Have fun. We ain't going to spend our budget on that. Oh, my God. So everybody going to be watching all of the games today, right? I don't care if you got to be moving. I got to be moving today. I got to be in them streets with the kids. So guess what? I will be watching on the phone. But guess who else is going to be watching? This is hilarious.
I feel like we're live in South Boston right now. Real quick, you want to give a message to Drake Maye ahead of the game? What do you want to say, Gene?
We're all we got.
We're all we
need.
Gay for May!
You know what?
Gay for May!
As a gay man, I also am gay for men.
I saw that. I said, man, people out here wilding. Oh, man. Hey, Drake, if you ever get divorced, you got friends. You got friends out there. All right, big dog. All right, so let's get into this real quick. This is the beginning of the show, so you know we got little tidbits. We got to give out flowers, all that kind of stuff, right? The appetizers. You know you get to the event a little early. Oh, the bar is open. Oh, thank you. I have a Chablis. You know what I mean? Like you're right here. That's where we are. Well, somebody was giving out flowers to Lorenzo Neal. For those who don't know, let me educate you who Lorenzo Neal is and was. Lorenzo Neal, Mike Allstar used to be in the backfield together. Lorenzo Neal's a fullback. Mike Allstar's a fullback too, but he could play some tailback. That was a war crime. Now, this comes from Jamal Adams saying he wished he played a little earlier. I'm going to show you guys that. Everyone thinks they're Rodney Harrison until they have to be Rodney Harrison. I told you the hardest hit I ever saw in the NFL. Not life, because I saw harder hits by Keith Walt Green growing up, but that's a different conversation. And his son, Jalen, his son is a beast. He goes to Corona Centennial. He's All-American, all California, all that. He is all that. Just got an offer from Oregon. He's a junior. Boy was a beast. 10 interceptions and had 5 pick sixes. That's my boy's son. I so love it. So love it. Anyway, so everybody's talking about Lorenzo Neal right now. I just want to show you what you need to eat to even have a chance against Lorenzo Neal. But in all seriousness, that's Lorenzo Neal. I think he blocked for like 10 different 1,000-yard rushers, including LaDainian Tomlinson when LaDainian Tomlinson was at his peak powers. Look at this dude. It was my teammate, obviously both of them. Yo, when I tell you, yo, coming around the corner, finna get busy. Sam Gash was a beast too. This dude was next level in terms of knocking your ass out. When I say out, I mean out. People don't believe me. Sometimes I got to show you, or sometimes you just need to hear it. This dude was sick. So watch this play right here. His reputation was so strong that sometimes it would even block you.
Talking about none other than Lorenzo Neal, one of the greatest fullbacks of all time.
Check this
blocking
out.
for LaDainian Tomlinson, obviously one of the greatest running backs of all time. So jumping into this play, we've got Neal as the lead blocker.
Watch this.
He's got to take on this corner right here. Not
Watch
only
this.
is he going to take him on and just absolutely decimate him, but he's not going to lose any momentum whatsoever. And this allows Neal to continue down the sideline with Tomlinson. And he's able to wall Tomlinson off from these defenders here. You can see number 50.
I hear that song in the background gonna get me shut down. Hell no. But look at that. He running with LT. Now, he ain't running as fast as LT because that's LT. But the point is, look at what he did. This is just one play to just show you. I wanted to show you guys, not only did he used to run everybody over, but then sometimes you realize, oh, he coming, let me just get on the ground. Business decisions, as they say. Real life business decisions he used to make people have. So, including some of the studs, like this dude.
We go to one-on-one drills against the fullbacks and running backs, and Lorenzo Neal gets up there. And at this time, I'm like, I don't care who I hit now at this point because I'm pissed off. Dude, I blew Low Neal up in front of the crowd. Woo! Boom! And you just hear all the rest like, oh, big mistake. Yeah. Terrible mistake, man. I go back up there in the drills the second time. It was another running back in front of Low Neal. Low Neal grabs him, pushes him out the way. So I said, all right, you want some more of this shit? I try to do my same thing, jig a little bit, and I try to run right down the middle of him, and it was like,
yeah, go sleep, nigga, go
like
sleep.
To that damn wall.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I mean, I ran into a wall before. That is very similar, dude. I never, until my adult life, felt no shit like that before ever. Where the blood rushed to front of my face. My face was hot. My fingers and shoulders were tingling. So we go to one-on-one drills against the fullbacks and running backs. And Lorenzo.
Oh my God, blah blah blah. I just got to give flowers where flowers are due. He's not a Hall of Famer yet, but he needs to be, man. But you know, it's hard to get into the Hall of Fame when you ain't got no stats. Only stats you got are death certificates on the football field. Like, yeah, well, if you want to see some bodies, what that dude saying, boy in the hood, you want to see a dead body? That's all I got. I got some dead bodies out here. I mean, he used to hit. Oh, it's crazy. Love to Low Neal. Beat it up in the comments if you guys know the Low Neal greatness, if you guys are old heads who remember him. If not, it's all to the good. Let's get to these comments. A couple of y'all, Lorenzo Neal was one of the best lead blocking fullbacks all time, little bowling ball. Yes, he was. But you got to be here. It ain't just your build, and your build helps you, right? But you got to be here, like psycho, like no other Negro. You know what I mean? Like whatever that is. So you got to be different. You got to be different. And mentalities are different, man. Some cats some think about the consequences and some don't. Shout out to the homie Low Neal. Still talk to him to this day. Respect. Okay. I want to show you guys a story about Luka. We saw him last night. They were down 15, end up winning the game. Dallas Mavericks versus Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron with the ball head, but kind of not ball head. It's kind of weird, but it's all good. He looks better that way. I mean, I hate when people hold on. Dog, it ain't. I know some people got the head shapes that they own, you know. It look like you play that game perfection or you play, you know, you're looking at the head and you're like, yo, I don't know about that. I don't know where that piece go. You know what I mean? So it is. But you got to let it go. Okay? Nobody want to see a peninsula of hair, an island of hair, none of them land shapes. Like if your hair ain't normal, like see this? This is a real hairline. But see that mange right there? Yeah, I'll stay bald. That's why I wear this hat. I shave this show. I ain't about to hold on to 1 ounce of hair for what? So Luka trade, obviously, question still, conversation still. Was that a good trade, bad trade? Was his man Nico got fired? All that stuff. They asked J Kidd about it. Listen to J Kidd.
Anniversary of the trade. Do you wish that there was something you could have did to stop it?
No, I think it's 1 year. Actually, it'll be 2 years. And after that, it'll be 3. We'll just keep counting.
Yeah, buddy. Well, like basically what you want me to say? Like sometimes you got to just know the answer. What I always say now, if you don't know how the movie's going to end, don't start filming. And that's happening with a lot of these beefs and stuff. Like I'm not the one for you to come at me publicly and then try to beat me up and try to talk about me and talk me out of my name and out my character. You do all that publicly, oh, I'm going to return fire publicly. Forever. Because if you would have won, you would be dancing on my grave forever. So I'll never forget that because that's where I learned the competition. If they get you, oh, trust me, you're going to have to live that down forever. Right? For real. If your boy beats you in Madden 95 and he beat you 58-7, you think you're going to get 60 years old? Y'all be filming Life. Y'all be filming the movie Life, Part 2. Right? Y'all be 60 years old. He'd be like, I remember that time I beat your ass 58-7? Old ass laugh. Hell nah. So I'm not stupid. I don't start anything, and I understand that. So J Kidd's like, look, dog, what do you want me to say up here? How you want this movie to end? Oh my God, we miss Luka so bad. You got some tissue? Like, what the fuck are you supposed to say? He ain't gonna say nothing but you know. So this is the funniest part. When they were trying to clown that young, no, she wasn't young. She looked good for her age. So that black lady, the reporter, Lynn Jones, when they were trying to clown her, I was pushing back like, why y'all clowning her? Y'all asked some of the dumbest questions. I swear, and this is not an indictment on individuals because they all do it. They ask dumbass questions. Now, sometimes it leads to a great answer, but it ain't because you let them there. That's a dumb question. What are you going to do? It's a year anniversary of Luka. Would you have done something different? He said, even if I am going to think something different, I am not going to answer something different. But maybe that's what the reporter is hoping for, that you just say, fuck it. We miss him. Right? All good. All right. Let's get up out of that. And give Luka some props. So I want y'all to take a look at this and then that's it. We ain't got to go that deep. That's dope. This man took the time. He saw people online giving him hell, and then he saw a little glimpse of light, some sun rays in there. You know how I could get. I understand it. It's all false. It's all false because everybody in real life, when they see Luka, loves Luka. Everybody. right? You always loved somebody that you have so much hate for, because that's why it's a thin line. So why are you so mad? I can't stand you. As soon as that dude walk by, you be like, right? You ain't gonna walk up to you. I can't stand you. No, you'll be like, can I get a pic? Okay, so that's how it is. And Luka looked out 22 people. He bought them tickets to the game, got them in the suite, VIP, gave them some gift bags, gave them some swag, gave them some jerseys, gave them some shoes. Just want to just highlight some of the stuff that goes out there that's positive. And I also like to highlight some of the stuff that's out there that's negative. So according to the streets, tell me who this guy is talking about. First of all, I got nothing but love for Kwame Brown, because Kwame Brown sat there quiet while the world danced on his grave. I told you how people act. When they think they got you, they don't stop. No mercy from them, so no mercy from you. They danced on this man's grave till finally he figured out how to work his internet wherever the hell he live outside of Atlanta. And he figured that out. And boy, he been on a roll since. He got a new target. Tell me who y'all think it is. Beat it up in the comments.
Ain't gonna stop nothing. You are a weenie dog. And weenie dogs don't get to speak in the room in front of a man, nigga. You trying to go on controlled situations the way you talking crazy to grown men. And you had the nerve to invite me and say I was on your nuts. You take that wig off that handsome ass wife of yours and you let that nigga bitch get on your nuts. Don't ever invite me to your nuts, boy. You let that handsome ass man in your house get on your nuts. Don't ever invite men to your nuts. I get it. The lines are blurred, because when she take her wig off and she ain't dialed up with that makeup, she look just like me. So I get why you want a man on your nuts, weenie dog. But you need to stop talking to men like that. Ain't gonna stop nothing.
I know who he's talking about because I dug and was digging in the comments, blah, blah, blah. But y'all tell me, beat it up in the comments. I'm not going to give it too much life until I hear a response or it's necessary. But I'm just letting you guys know the rules of engagement are simple in this world. Don't mess with anybody. But if someone messes with you, remind them they shouldn't have messed with you. That's it. That's good. That doesn't mean escalate. Listen, because they started it. So if they do something, stay in those rules in that lane of engagement. Do not escalate it. Okay? Now, they may be psycho and a fool and try to take it there. I hate when people start something, then you respond and you got them, and now they want to really do something. I was like, why didn't you really do something the first time? Now I'm in a tit for tat for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I could go eye for eye, but now I got to get your other eye. Now you ain't going to see shit. So people got to understand that. And when you caught, you caught. When they got you, they got you. Okay? Like this. Peep game. Tell me if you caught it.
There's a defense that Jarrett Stidham has to go up against. Yeah. There is a brother coaching that defense, Terrell Williams. We ain't mentioned him all year long. Reunited with Mike Vrabel, used to be with him in Tennessee. This man has done a hell of a job with a defense that's ranked top 5 in the National Football League. Okay, because we going
Okay, I just got to give y'all one hint. Ryan right now is searching like, what the hell is he talking about and who is he talking about? Right? I'm sure Ryan may know, but I don't think Ryan really knows. Let's go.
We going to give brothers credit on this show, and that brother's doing his thing. And the thing about it
blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is a moment, right? Now, I know exactly what happened because you can just tell, and especially you would know if you knew the backstory. So he was talking about Terrell Williams' brother, right? And this is what comes out. You can't get nothing past the people. So then John Root says, and I've seen him but many a times, I don't know why. Who is John Root? Let's go. Christ Sports Culture. Oh, he's just a dude that's doing it. All right, I've seen his post a lot. Okay, Terrell Williams, brother. We playing the card. It's okay. Hasn't coached this season due to prostate cancer. Zach Kerr, who's white, has been the interim DC. He says first take is so stupid. Okay, so what's crazy is that's what happened. Stephen A. Smith got some notes from his researchers like, look, the defense, and this is the coordinator, and this guy used to be in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel and all that, and he's a black guy and all that. Oh. So now they write these long articles about all of that. And then Stephen A. Smith, of course, does not want to take an L, thinking, once again, like he playing solitaire, that we don't understand what just happened. It's okay. All Stephen A. Smith had to say when he was playing solitaire was like, look, I go to games like all of y'all. Do y'all pay attention for all 3 hours? No, me either. I know I get paid to, but I guess what? You can't pay me to not be a human. There are times people walk up to Stephen A. Hey, Stephen A., what's up, big dog? They interrupt you all the time. That's one of the reasons I don't love going to games, even though it's fun, the experience, the energy. But I don't love it because it becomes a social distraction. You're just talking so many times. People be at the game at the front row and be like this. The game right there. Or they be on their phone. The game right there. Cats I be seeing all this. I be like, what? And I try to lock in, but then you're an ass. If you're the one locked in at a game and everybody else is having fun and you like this, I'm trying to see what they doing. How dare you come to the game and actually watch it, So all he had to do was just stop trying to clean up in aisle 8. Just, you spilled it. It's okay. We got you. But you know him. He gonna maneuver. So now he said, nice try. Y'all try to catch me. First of all, we reported earlier in the year that he was out due to prostate cancer when it happened. We reported it. Okay, so if you reported it, why didn't you kind of remind yourself? Secondly, he still talks to coaches for game planning purposes. Come on, son. Thirdly, forgetting to mention all of that is different than not knowing. Plus, it really doesn't matter when I've got experts like Ryan Clark and Cam backing me up. Yeah, they didn't know either. But keep pushing the story. Hope it gets the clicks folks want. Carry on. Okay. Good clap back. I like the last line. Like, all right, y'all caught me. No, you didn't. But even if you did, I hope you get what you want out of it. Like First Take ain't there for clicks and views either. This is what I'm saying. Y'all got to, this show is necessary. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you slow down life enough, now you get to show how smart you really are because you get to stop and think. Film room, film session. This is all we do in here. We use people's words for them or against them. You know why this is so important? Because sometimes it just goes by you so fast you didn't even recognize it. You didn't even notice it. But now we slow it down and be like, what just happened? So it's all good. It's a misdemeanor to me because it's going to happen again. You're not going to be fully prepared for any of this stuff. It's the playoffs. The defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots who's just been there 1 year with Mike Vrabel. Are you silly? Who is that, Marcellus? Gun to your head. I'm like, pull. You're like, what? Pull. Pull what? The trigger. I don't know. Like, what the fuck? And that ain't even like, I'm so secure that I can tell you I don't know. But if you're insecure, you're going to act like you know, and then when you get caught, you're going to say you act like you've been known. That's how the game is played. Just letting you guys know. Beat up in the comments what you think of all that, because guess what? We're not done. Here's another apology. I don't know if this is necessary, but it happened. Let's see.
Before I do that, I want to go back to Monday morning, because on Monday morning after the Patriot-Texans game, I went on and said, Houston wins that game with 31 other quarterbacks. I want to publicly apologize to C.J. Stroud. I crossed the line. I don't ever want to do that in this role. When I started 8 years ago, was making the commitment, never go on TV and say, well, they won because the quarterback played good, or they lost because the quarterback played bad. And so.
What? Two things. Come on, man. All right, what's happening here? Let's just lay groundwork. Dan O is insane in his analysis. I really love him. I really do. His film sessions, him and Emmanuel Acho, destroy it. Destroy it. Destroy it. However, there's a deep insecurity with both of them. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Acho since we ain't talking about him right now. Basically, he knows he wasn't that good in the NFL, so he put a little extra hot sauce on things, and he got to be careful, right? He's like, And then now that he's back independent, he just like, funk it. It's only one way to the top, and I got to go hard, right? But you can hear the insecurity sometimes in his analysis. Same with Dan O. Dan O, they have tortured this man to the point where he ran out the back of the end zone, right? That even when he does something that I think is within bounds, you said that they could have won with any other starter in that moment because any other starter had the potential to not go out there and just give the game away. And let's just be real. I know that can sound a little bit harsh, but every coach will tell you this. The number one statistic that tells you blindly which team won a game and which team lost a game is what? Turnovers. They don't even want to know the score. I don't need to know the talent. Don't tell me the roster. Don't tell me the team. You go like this to any coach. You say, here's a turnover margin. Oh, they won. And I think it was like 80, 90%. +1, +2, +3. You know how it goes. -1, -2, -3. Dog, he had 4 picks at half. But, you know, you're conscious. You can't lie to yourself. So you go home, you tossing and turning, whatever. Why? Because you're on Twitter. People calling you out. How dare you say that? Getting lost in the world of messenger versus message. That's why people who do this, that means they care about the messenger. If I'm Dan O, I'm like, I don't give a damn if I was a sorry quarterback. I have eyeballs. You do too. You agree with me? Good. Your eyes are working. You disagree with me? Good. Your eyes are working. They just looking at something different. But this whole ESPN is just the world of retractions, like the world of apologies. And then they blame you, talking about, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You guys are all over here misrepresenting me. You guys don't understand me. No, you're not misunderstood. You confused. It's a difference.
I've been called out on it. Accountability, full stop, shouldn't have done it. There's ways for me to say that in regards to C.J. Stroud did the one thing he couldn't do, and that's why they lose the game. I don't want to take away from New England's defense as well. So full stop, that wasn't cool of me, and that was wrong of me. Different way for me to communicate that.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm not lying. I didn't even know he was going to say right after I said that. He was like, I've been called out. Who called you? Dan Marino? John Elway? Like this whole, I can't say certain things because so-and-so is bigger and they're not saying it, so how dare I say it? It's just foolish. We're not going to go anywhere if we need everyone who knows something to have to been the same person that did something. You get it? You got to be the one that did it to only be the one that says it. If that's the case, eliminate 98% of this world on every topic. Maybe 99. No. Sometimes you didn't do it and you're the one I need to listen to because you showed me the way not to go. I always talk about identity. Identity is not just who you are, right? When you meet an itty bitty, who do you want to be? You're trying to form their identity. You're trying to see what their identity is going to be. You don't ask them just who they want to be because they're going to say fireman, football player. You know what I mean? None of them going to say executive vice president of communications. And that's what they're going to end up being, God dang it. You go to itty bitty, you don't just ask what they want to be. You just don't even try and figure out who they are. They're 8, they're 11. You know what you're trying to figure out? Not just who they are, but who they are not. So it's easier to walk up to a young kid and say, okay, you don't know what you want to be yet. I know, I get it. But you're not going to be a gangster. You're not going to be a drug dealer. You're not going to be a knucklehead. You're not going to be a class clown. All the things that I told myself at first I'm not going to be. And boy, did I have hell to face. Oh, you don't want to be down? No, I don't. Why you don't want to kick it with us? Because y'all not doing nothing really. What do you mean? Because I'm trying to get out of here, dog. What you talking about? Then they try to make you feel guilty. You want to leave here? What's wrong with here? What you mean? Shh. Listen. That's what's wrong with here. That's what's wrong with here. Somebody riding by like this. I got to play it off like that was fun. That was cool. Like, oh, he cool. I'm hard. Shut. I'm standing on the corner with you doing this all the time, looking at cards. It's like, what's up? No. Nothing's up. According to you, everything's down. So, Dano, come on, man. You qualify. And if you're wrong, you're just wrong. But God dang. Oh, man. We got to get into this right here. I went a little early. I got to cue it up. We got Dabo right here. Remember yesterday Dabo was going in? Let's finish Dabo right quick because Dabo, this is a horrible look. I guarantee you this is going to boomerang. I guarantee you this is going to come back to hurt you. I guarantee you because, one, you trying to call out Ole Miss for messing around in the transfer portal, messing with a guy who's already in our school. Okay, that sound all cute. That sound Gucci Mane. The problem is you hating the wrong thing. Hate the system, hate the game, not the player. So now you're going to have the whole world against you, Dabo, and they're going to come get you. So let's hear some more of Dabo Sweeney hating on the whole world.
Sweeney that he wasn't going anywhere. I was not in the building. Jordan called me to let me know what Luke said and for me to reach out to him. I called Luke and didn't get an answer. I'm back at work. I'm in my office. Everything's good. 4:14, Jordan Sorrells comes to see me. He had gotten a call from compliance telling him that Luke is in our compliance office trying to request to re-enter the transfer portal. So Jordan let me know. He let Tom Allen know. Called Luke, no answer. At 4:19, Jordan called the agent Ryan Williams again to alert him that Luke had requested to enter the portal. He responded via text to let him know that he was flying. Sorrells texted, Luke just reached out to our compliance and requested to go in the portal. What the heck is going on? The agent's response was, oh, bleep. Let me try and find out. At 4:40, Sorrells and Coach Allen arrived at Luke's apartment. Luke was in the driveway when they got there. His immediate response was, I'm going to Ole Miss. Coach Allen and Jordan spent some time talking to him, and when they departed, he just said, hey, I need to clear my head. At 5:39, Jordan spoke with the Ole Miss GM, Austin Thomas, again to let him know that we knew all that was going on and that we were going to pursue all options to hold them accountable for tampering. And then at 7:20, after a phone call with Tom Allen and Ben Boulware, Luke affirmed his plan to enter the transfer portal, and then he called me and told me the same thing. Once I got word of all this at 4:15 that he was going over there trying to go in the portal, I immediately called our AD, Graham Neff. I also called Commissioner Phillips. He also called the SEC commissioner and others. So, you know, this is obviously a crazy time. We turned everything in to the NCAA.
You ever sit there on the phone with your boy, and maybe it's you're the boy, and you telling somebody, man, they did this and this happened, and you ever been there, right? I know we've all been on both sides. And then there's this thought bubble out there. Hopefully we don't burst it, but it's out there, and guess what it's saying? Man, if you don't shut up, you just lost. They took your girl. And if they took your girl, she wasn't your girl in the first place. You can't take a woman. You can't take her from me. You can't just all of a sudden start dating. You, somewhere in her head, she convinced herself you ain't it no more. Whether it's true or false. A lot of times it's false. But women will go off of emotions and feelings, and they'll be like, you are now the villain, so I can sleep peacefully because I'm the hero. And now a hero must go save himself and save the world. And guess what? I'm looking for Captain Save Me. But the point is, Dabo seemed like he mad that she went out, and he's trying to tell her, no, you can't go nowhere. The rules say you can't go anywhere. Like Nick Saban in that commercial. No, that's a rule. No, it's not a rule. And even if it is a rule, I'm about to break it. That's the rule. Oh, it's a rule? Let me break it. I just went to the highest bidder. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. They can't force you to go back if they can. They can't force you to play if they can, whatever. I'm not even into that level of it. I'm into the level of Dabo. You lost one. You might win some, but you just lost one. Lauren Hill, listen to her. Goodness, this is messy because you know why? There's another way to handle this. Now you don't put that player, you outed that player. You outed all of their business. You outed another school, and other schools are like, yo, we do the same thing. Oh, okay. That's how we playing the game? That's fine. You got a target on your back now. Like the next recruit you're going to want and somebody else is already knowing you want them, they're going to be like this. You sure you want to go there? Because if things don't work out perfectly, you know you're going to be on the out. You know he going to talk bad about you. He don't care. In the effort to try and say I'm doing the right thing, doing the thing, I'm sticking by the rules, you're not sticking by the spirit. And the spirit is actually more important than the rules because the rules change. The spirit is not going to change. I understand you got wronged. Send the facts. Send an email. NCAA really don't care anyway because they don't know what's going on. But the real of it is you telling the wrong people. This is why if you're ever in a relationship, please, when y'all arguing, do not run to your friend. Do not run to your homegirl. Do not call hey, guess what just happened? Because you're going to end up being back with that person 99.99% of the time, and then your ass going to have to go see that other person you just dumped all this junk on, and then be like, no, we good. Now, they're going to be looking at them sideways forever because they was like, he did what? And now you got him over my house and I got to act like we cool because it's a double date? We having game night? I don't want to play with that fool. Dabo, too old for that. Too old for that. Okay. Oh, man, let's get out of this and let's get into some more. Okay, so I saw somebody in the comments. I got to give you credit, even if this takes a second. I saw somebody say this, and it was amazing because it's right on time. I don't know how you knew this, but it's real. Golly, I hate recalls, the worst. Rock with me, y'all. I'm trying to give credit out. Whoever said bring back Merril Hoge, hilarious, because literally your wish has been granted. I am brought to bring back Merril Hoge. Real spit. I forgot where you are. I'm sorry. I know you're in the comments. But peep this. This is how it's supposed to go. This is real analysis. Y'all want to hear somebody break something down? Listen to Merril Hoge, who I used to work with, ESPN. Shout out to Merril Hoge, wherever he is and whatever he's doing. He used to break it down. Now, he has a level of gangster to him that I'm sure that the bosses were like, as we evolve this media, maybe we don't need to do this. But listen to this breakdown and tell me where you hear any lies. I mean, any lies.
Devion Clowney is atop Mel Kiper and Todd McShay's prospect lists. Both have him going number one to the Texans. And you say that's a mistake.
Well, just because people get confused. If you're a good athlete, they transition to that, you're a good football player, and that's not the case.
He's not a good football player.
He's a very average football player, actually. His fundamentals and his techniques really struggle. Now, I'm going to show you a couple plays, and here's where he will struggle as he transitions to the National Football League. Even struggled in college at times, and I'll show you. Pad level. In the National Football League and football in general, it's about leverage. You got to play your hips, your feet, your hands, and your pad level. You're 6'5", you can't play here. It's not the NBA. You got to play down here. You got to have leverage, hips. Well, I'm going to show you a great example. This is the first play, very first play for University of Florida. Now, the reason I say very first play, I find this interesting. University of Florida is going to come out and they're going to double. They're going to run right at him. Now, listen, they do it down here as well. So from a defensive end, tackle, lineman position, you surely got to come off the ball with great leverage. You can't stand high. You got to take both this double team on, and you got to hold your ground.
Now, this is when y'all were saying y'all missed this ESPN. Y'all missed the old Kanye. This is how it used to be. Like, the breakdowns were gang-related. Like, seriously. He's talking about Jadeveon Clowney, who was the #1 overall pick. We all know the play where he knocked the guy's helmet off. We all know. We all heard of him. Like, whoa, this dude's insane. But then there's always a deeper analysis to it. And that's what we want. That's what we desire. We desire this ESPN versus somebody who's trying to say, oh, a coach was amazing this year. Oh, he didn't even coach this year because he has cancers, right? So it's just a contrast to show you guys what's really going on.
You have to do that. They like to do that in college, but you clearly have to do it in the NFL. Let's snap the ball and see what happens. At the very snap of the ball, Clowney stands right up. His pad level, just where his head is alone, allows this double team to get traction. Now we're going to be going the wrong way. Instead of fighting this way, we're going to be going this way. Now keep in mind, this has happened over here, but better pad level here. And this guy's not going in the first round or a top pick. Done a better job here of withstanding the double team. We let it go.
Damn.
Yeah, we're going the wrong way. We're still going the wrong way.
Damn.
Okay, in the NFL, that's not going to win. Now here in the passing game, watch this. This is one move he has. He has a great swim move. Well, he does it with such great height here, and he exposes his chest, that somebody with pretty good leverage with their hips and their hands, they work right up through him, and they render him ineffective as a pass rusher. In fact, as soon as he gets his shot, he stops, and they complete a pass. His pad level is atrocious. His feet, his hips, and his hands does not play well, doesn't have many moves. We have made him famous on the Outback Bowl because of the play that he made. The one thing is I studied that tape, he wasn't blocked. The back was going right where he ended up, and his helmet popped off. Okay? He's going to make plays because he's a great athlete, but he's not a very good football player. There's a lot of things that he will have to learn and get better at to be successful in the National Football League. In fact, I heard people say, well, they game planned for him in college. Are they going to game plan for him in the NFL, okay? The NFL has better game plans than colleges do. And even the Missouri game, all they did is have their back go over there to chip. That's a staple in the National Football League. A guy who plays that poorly fundamentally is going to struggle in the National Football League. There's going to be a lot of work, commitment, passion, all the things we haven't seen with him that are going to have to come from him to get better at it. Can you teach it? Everybody go, you can teach him to do those things. Completely agree. The question that needs to be asked, can it be learned and applied? Is he willing to learn it and apply it? That is where the big challenge is. I don't want to try to have a coach be a babysitter and a motivator. Give me Khalil Mack. I don't have to do all of that, and I'll have a better football team and a better football player than he will at the first pick overall.
He was very impressive at his pro day, too.
And guess what? That's a pro day.
And our guys who were there were quite impressed. Teddy Bruschi loved him.
Well, I will tell you this. They don't have pro days in the National Football League. They're going to put 21 other guys on the field. They're going to block you. They're going to hit you. They're going to have pads on. Pro days are for show good athletes. Not surprised. He's a great athlete.
Quickly, where should he go then?
Well, not number one. I would take Khalil Mack in a heartbeat over him, and I wouldn't even sweat about it. And I will have a much. Even if he develops, he's still not going to be better than Khalil Mack as a football player. Is he a quick decision?
Oh, man. That is in the Hall of Fame of takes. Blah, blah, blah. Be real. Be real. Be real. Not just because he nailed it, but he said it with the level of gangster that Dan O need to start talking with, right? Come on, Orlowski, say it. God, Merril Hoge is a great football player. Merril Hoge is not going to go to the Hall of Fame in football, and Merril Hoge gave a damn. He said, I'm still going to tell you what I see with my eyes. That's all I want for Dan Orlowski. Say what you see with your eyes. Nobody give a damn if you a Hall of Famer or not. I ain't in the Hall of Fame. You think I'm about to tell somebody, oh, yeah, he a good DN, and he ain't. Oh, because he better than you? So what? You don't know my vision. I got 25 LASIK. I can see, and I got experience. So let's not get caught up in that, right? Crazy. Beat it up in the comments. Talk about that Merril Hoge. That was that was sick. That was silly. Tomorrow we're going to do Johnny Manziel. He nailed him too. He nailed him. I mean, that's just a level of analysis that is out there, even if you don't always hear it. And sometimes you don't always hear the truth. Like John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson, their relationship. What's the truth? What's the real? Sometimes you don't hear it. Let's hear it.
And relationship with Lamar Jackson. It's been categorized in the media the last couple of weeks. For you, good relationship with Lamar at the end?
Yeah, phenomenal relationship with Lamar. I mean, everything has been absolutely positive. Ask him; he'll tell you. I mean, we love each other. We tell each other we love each other. I mean, he's one of my favorite human beings. We revolutionized offensive football with Lamar Jackson. I don't know why that doesn't get written about more. Right. So let's talk about that.
Well,
twice.
You know
two
why?
different times.
You know why?
Blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about that a little bit. Just a little bit. Revolutionized it. Took that wide receiver that Bill Polian was saying don't take at quarterback and made that guy go out there and not win one, but 2 MVPs. Could have won a third. More importantly, showed that he could throw the football. Okay? Now, no one's perfect, so let's not act like Lamar Jackson still doesn't have work to do. Lamar Jackson is going through a transition right now. Unfortunately, it's a transition I've seen before where a quarterback gets labeled as an athlete and they decide, I want to show people I have all of the arm talent and pure arm talent, and I'm a pocket passer. And that is going to do your game a disservice. Just like if you are just a pocket passer, a pure arm talent, and you say, oh, I'm about to be more athletic. Matthew Stafford kind of did that. He lost some weight from Detroit to L.A. That's just moving it from Detroit to L.A. It's like better food out here. Let me stop. But the real of it is he did lose some weight and he can move a little better, but he still ain't running. But that's what happens. Let's get racial, too. I could go there, too. But the first part is cultural. If you can do this, and parents do it all the time, and I always say, no, don't do that. They tell me little Timmy could do A, B, and C, but they want him to do D, E, and F. Is it F? A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Right. They be like deaf, and they sound deaf, and I'm getting deaf because I'm like, what the? No, you work on your strengths. Okay? You enhance your strengths. As you get older, your strengths become second nature. Then you start to round out other things, if possible, by always leading with your strength. Right? Dance with the girl that you brought to the dance. Like you brought speed, athleticism. I mean, as a defender, when I saw a mobile quarterback, I was like, we in trouble. Because not only is he going to run the normal play, the play that's called on the script, and he can actually throw from the pocket, but let alone things break down, he's like, bring it on. Lamar Jackson's doing himself a disservice trying to be more of a pocket passer than not. I understand it's for preservation. I understand it's for perception. I understand it's for reputation. I want to be known that I can do all things. Well, let me just tell you about human beings. One thing we can't do, all things. So Dan Marino didn't all of a sudden try to start running. Steve Young always had that balance. They told him to stop running. I understand when someone tells you no, you want to go. Don't eat that cookie. Okay, first thing I want is that cookie. But Lamar Jackson, racially, it happened to Donovan McNabb, same thing. It happens to all of them. They just get into this place where they're like, oh, man, you ain't going to tell me all I can do is run. And then you can see moments where you're like, take off. But either it hurts when he does take off, he's like, yo, these hits are adding up, or it hurts his mind to think that he's limited. I see it all the time. So hopefully Lamar gets back healthy so Lamar can get back to just doing what he does, which is like, I got the play, I got the script, I'm on time. If I'm not on time, I'm on a different schedule, right? Caleb Williams is learning that too, but he needs to get a little more on script. But it's only year 2 for Caleb Williams, and that was an insane second year. Insane. You talking about sophomore slump, Jaden Daniels. You talking about sophomore slump when you see C.J. Stroud, not Caleb Williams. And it's interesting. Bryce Young is going to be an interesting case study too, because he took so many lumps early. Now he's starting to form out. Imagine a world where Bryce Young is actually better than C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels. It can happen. We'll see how it plays out, but it's fascinating to watch. Okay, what else is fascinating to watch? Well, it's fascinating to see how the world is reacting still to the Buffalo Bills news. So we got to get our part 2 in on Josh Allen by Bomani Jones and Nick Wright, who I hope do a podcast together, or at least always stay on each other's podcast, because that's a good combo right there. Continue.
Got it in a way a lot of other people seem to refuse to get it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was the take that we had over here, was just that he wants to be accountable. I don't understand why it is that nobody else will allow him to. I mean, Kirked out, man. He had 4 turnovers. One of them, a flat-out Kirk out that end of the first half turnover. That was that's indefensible for a player in the 8th year of his career. By the way, they weren't going to get anything out of that play, right? Like, that was every now and then. I say this about guys. They can typically get better, but rarely do they change. And Allen is the rare player that it feels like got better and in some fundamental ways changed over the years, except that right there was in the Josh Allen DNA, right? Yeah. Like, he was addicted to shit like that back in the day. And maybe he had been going to meetings. They got them 12 steps. He'd been in there talking to people and getting through, and he just had a relapse.
Well, that's why I also, he's obviously... He's the greatest wild card round quarterback ever. and I don't even say that sarcastically. Like, statistically, he's unbelievable in the wild card round. And in the 2 rounds after that, he's been quite good. He's only been truly great one time in that 13 seconds game, but he's been quite good consistently. But there has been a lot of The player that, we always reference in his first playoff game ever, throwing the lateral behind his head, in the waning moments of regulation, on the first drive of the AFC champion, the divisional round game, it was what.
You notice that this is one thing that I guess the word is authenticity, and we umbrella a lot of that, but you always see the difference, right, between TV personalities and the podcast personality. And as much as it's like, oh, okay, they being real and this is how they really are, then you start to flip it if you are a deeper thinker, if you are a critical thinker, and you have to start to say, well, damn, they faking it on TV. Because these words come out way more eloquent, way more fluent than this, way more fluid. It's like, but here's the point. Let's get out of this, because right now they're going way deep in the weeds. We've kind of already tapped into the criticism part. Amazing job by both of fellas. What do we say about defaults? What do we say about adversity? The adversity that Josh Allen is facing right now is the pressures of getting the Buffalo Bills to the Super Bowl and getting them a championship. Like, you don't get drafted as a quarterback to Buffalo and don't realize, one, Jim Kelly's been there, and two, he went to 4 Super Bowls but didn't win one. Kind of like the Jadeveon Clowney conversation we just had. He went to 3 Pro Bowls, but he never had 10 sacks. I ain't gonna lie. Now, you want to talk about a hater? Me? There were times where I was like, dog, they're giving out Pro Bowls like this? Like, I got voted as a starter once and 2 times as an alternate, but he got voted like 3 times as a starter or something like that. Or the rules did change. They started letting every alternate start. I don't know, because people didn't want to go to Pro Bowl. So after I retired, all of a sudden it became a little easier to get in the Pro Bowl. I digress. But I used to sit there and be like, you got 7.5 sacks and you getting what? I'm getting cut. San Diego cutting me when I got sacks. My sacks are down in the single digits. They like, man, get up out of here. So that was a little, I don't know if that's hater or that's just being real, but I used to be salty. I was like, if I pull that, I'm cut. He pulling that, he going to the Pro Bowl? So I think that's the same thing we got to think about it. Like when you're Josh Allen, like he just can't do normal. He can't do good. He can't do great. He got to do insane. Because it's Buffalo, dog. We already seen all that. Jim Kelly already got us all the way there. All the way there. Now finish it. And I think that's the pressure. You remember when Steve Young finally got his and he went famously on the sideline, he went like this, he took the monkey off his back. Josh Allen got a gorilla on his back. Real spit. So until he gets that properly evaluated, which basically means you got to win it all. Ooh, that's a tough world to be in. God, you imagine you have a mindset that you don't just want to win it all, you have to win it all. I mean, what does that do to kids? You have to become this or else. Do they turn out all right? Typically not, right? So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about Josh Allen and all the pressure he's under right now, because it's crazy. Man, that's tough. That's tough. All right, let's get into this Buss family. Obviously, I've told you guys before, I'm very close to the Buss family. Jesse Buss is my dog. That's my head coach. Now we went at it last year. I was a head coach. He was a head coach. He beat us the first time we played him in our little Legends games. So 5 and 6 year olds, let me let you know what an old man is hype about now. But my daughter was on my team, and we had this guy Jack who used to jack them up and make them, and Nick and my daughter Olivia. I always say her last because literally she's not focused yet. She is hurting the team. She goes out there and does flips. In the middle of a basketball game, she is showing you she loves gymnastics. Anyway, that's the little itty bitty that always runs in here. She crazy. So anyway, we lose the first game to them. And they got a step back 3, dude. They got Ash, Jesse's son. I'm like, all right. So I game planned them. No lie. Now I got a little stroke of luck as well. Olivia had to get her hair done. Her mom messed up and booked a hair appointment on the day of the championship game. And I was thankful. I did not root for it. I did not want it to happen, but since she didn't show up, I didn't have to play her. And those minutes count. So I was like, yes. But we show up. We had to play our 3, and our number 3 was Nick. Now, no one thought Nick could ball. I knew he could ball. All he has to do is turn his engine on. He turned his engine on. And he went out there for like 10 or 12. He was the finals MVP. He was balling because our number 3 was a little better than their number 3. That's all that was. So I game planned him. I said, I'm not running the offense through 1 and 2. Imagine that. That's like me running the Lakers offense right now through LeBron. not Luka, not Austin Reeves, right? Real spit. All right, so I know the Lakers very well, right? Those are the homies. All right, let's hear it.
The sale. How does it finally come about?
Yeah.
What's the impetus?
So in 2024, especially leading up after, some of the team's struggles and, as I mentioned, people describing seeing Jeannie change, I was told that Jessie Buss started to get a sense, and the 2 siblings, younger siblings, that she might sell. And this was in 2024. She had always been the swing vote, mind you. Some of the older siblings had wanted to sell for some time, but she was resistant, and without her vote, it wasn't going to happen. So in 2024, Joey and Jesse started to get the sense that she might sell. And what they did by the end of that year was started to think about a plan. What if we sell a minority share of the team? We could create an influx of cash for the older siblings, keep them happy. They don't have to wait, to cash to get the money that they feel they might not ever see or live to see. They could be able to take care of their family, so on. And we could keep the team in the family, which was our father's wishes. And they had been told at different points that that Jerry Buss wanted them to leave the Lakers for years, in the years ahead at some point. So they were wanting to kind of carry on their father's dream. So they were working behind the scenes, trying to get support from their siblings about a minority sale. And then, so we fast forward to 2025. These calls were taking place. They'd introduced proposals to different people. Johnny Buss told me about them and said he and Jim were on board. And then they were trying to set up a time to talk to Jeannie, and then they get notified that Mark Walter, has made an offer to buy a majority stake of the team, and that all the siblings had 72 hours to vote, and that Jeannie had said she was going to sell. Now, when Johnny first got the call about this, he assumed that potentially there was a majority sale happening in an effort to undercut Joey and Jesse's efforts to sell a minority share of the team. Ultimately, Jeannie, as I said, was along the swing vote. She voted, she agreed to sell, and once she told them that, it was basically over. The majority, the siblings voting to sell, that's what did it. So, and by the way, the vote was unanimous, 6-0. Even Joey and Jesse did ultimately agree to sell versus kind of putting up what ultimately would have only been a symbolic fight to vote against it.
They were outnumbered.
Now, Jeremy Schaap's on this. We about to get some information. I love that dude. Oh my God, he ain't playing no game. Look at all them books back there that he actually read. There ain't no LeBron book where you just your teachers used to check you. Did you read this book? Yeah. Okay, let me do this. If they don't start sticking this, come on, man, get out of my face. So anyway, this version of the story is really the version that the people with knowledge typically tell, right? So imagine this: you got older siblings who are like, "Yo, we got this asset here." And I know our dad left it to us, but not all of us are day-to-day operations. Not all of us are invested the same. Let's just be real about it, okay? It's a real family dynamic. And we can't force anything because we're split. And we got a swing vote, and it's Jeannie. But Jeannie's the one who was led with the most power, at least, and title. So we need Jeannie, right? So it seems as, and this is my conjecture, Jeannie's sitting there like, I'm the one that, we're all in this together, but I'm the lead dog, I'm the governor, etc. And you guys are over there trying to conspire and trying to come up with a plan to keep the team, one day run the team or keep the team and run it, and at the same time get some liquidity. Sounds good. But you know how power is. How do they say it in negotiations? Like one of the key things you need to do in any negotiation, anytime you're trying to go back and forth with somebody to get somewhere, is you got to make them think that they thought about the resolution. You got to make them think that they're leading you to the resolution, right? Basically, they got to feel like, oh, it's my idea. To some degree, not fully, sometimes fully, depends on the ego, depends on the power. But do not come in there and they like, yo, you need me to do something? Because you need Jeannie for the swing vote and she's the governor, et cetera. Right? So it's almost an impossible scenario because as you're trying to draw up something, you're not going to let her hold the pencil. You're like, let me come back to you when I got this thing already finished or already summarized. Now, I come back to you and you're like, You ever been there? Yeah, you got to put your fingerprint on it somewhere. And I think the way she wanted to put her fingerprint on it was like, look, if we selling, we selling. Right? Ain't no half off. We going there. Now they all still have minority interests, up to 27% or something like that. But boy, family, man, family is oof. You would think, and people always say don't mix family with business, and I always push back on that. But moments like this make me realize I got to listen to the wisdom of the crowd. Like, don't push back on that. Me and my family, we into something. I'm gonna tell them exactly every step of the way. You right, you wrong. I'm right, I'm wrong. We family, but it doesn't work that way. I know. I'm sounding utopian.
Reported to it wouldn't have made a difference.
Right.
So how much did they get?
Each of the siblings, I'm told, after taxes, gets about $500 million.
That's pretty good.
I mean, if you consider what Dr. Bus paid for the team, I think it was 67.5, and everything else in the years ahead, like the valuations and whatnot, like it's an incredible return on investment for them. But one of the things that's kind of interesting, and I'd love your perspective on this, honestly, because different people have talked to me about this. Well, they all made so much money, like, shouldn't they be happy? And Johnny Buss brought this point up to me. He said, you would think under certain circumstances that everybody would be happy. Like, what more could you want? We're all set, more or less. And he said, but it's not that way. Like they were fired from their roles. For Joey and Jesse, the chance to try to carry on their father's dream was, in some ways, like the rug was pulled out from under them. And the bitterness, and there's been, plenty of bitterness in the years since, like, it was the undercurrent throughout the sale, and feelings of betrayal, or I get into the story. Were there potential violations of the family trust in terms of how this sale unfolded? So the money,
bonuses that were paid out,
right? So the money doesn't necessarily make those feelings go away. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense to me. Blah blah blah. Oh, man. Money, what is it? Money solves all your problems until you have some money. Oh, God. That's a Wileyism. Money solves all your problems until you have some money. Got to write that down. Y'all know sometimes I got to write them down. Money solves all your problems until you have some problems. Somebody write that in the comments for me. Beat it up in the comments, because I will forget. CTE's real. I grew up broke. Y'all know that. I ain't the only one. Then I got $5. I thought it's a fix. I mean, my motivation largely was to get some money so I could take care of my family. I got some money. I took care of my family, and they weren't taken care of. Oh, man. People say, now, I don't agree with more money, more problems. I don't know about that. I'm just saying you can't put money on a wound and then expect it to be soothed. It won't work. Like, that's not the medicine for a wound, especially family wounds. It's crazy. I'm still writing that down. That's a damn shame. Okay, so here's the point. You imagine, like, the love, the connection, whatever that is that keeps a family bond together, erode to the point where it's like, all right, well, it is what it is. I got to fire you. Here's your money. Peace out. Love you. Never. See you. Whenever. Whew. And the craziest part, I want to just say this because I got to show respect, because they are family of our family. My son's best friend is his son, so it's like, you know what I mean. Man, if I leave my son something, and then I'm like, I leave all my kids something, but my son, I'm like, yo, and you dead and gone. The spirit of that, once again, not the rules, not the titles, the spirit of that. When that gets forfeited, oh, that gotta hurt. I know you, I mean, I don't think anything is more defeating in legacy than what? You let what happen? How did this go down? But guess what? There are three sides to every story. Here's another version. Here's another way to look at it.
And sort of some of the elbowing she's been doing behind the scenes. What was sort of the basic takeaway from that story?
If you're a woman in sports, you're just kind of used to hearing stuff like this. Gosh darn it, Jeannie wasn't nice enough. She wasn't nice enough, Alex. And like, you think about the fact that two of her older brothers literally tried to stage a coup against her and get the board to oust her as governor. Her two younger brothers were talking about structuring their own sale of the team, and that their father really wanted to leave the team to them, even though he named Jeannie the governor and lead person in his will. I mean, this was a sea of sharks all the way around. She navigated it and got each sibling $500 million in this sale. And it just feels, when you read the story and you hear people talk about her, that if this was a man, she would be no nonsense, or even ruthless, but in the good way, like the Titan of Industry way. And instead, it's that she wasn't nice.
There was
blah, blah, blah. Let's stay on that angle real quick. Because the coverage of a woman in sports, especially with power, is different. Why? Because it's just unfamiliar right? Good old boys, you know. I know a country club that on Fridays, it's not a rule, but it's a rule. No women allowed. Real spit. In 2026, don't do it. Now, if you do it, we ain't gonna arrest you. We're not even gonna turn you in. We're just gonna be looking at you like this. And I went one time, I was like, oh, it's a sword fest up in here. But they call that bonding, brotherhood, all that stuff. You know, they got their code words. But I know it exists. I look at all these groups, you know, like I get recruited, solicited, all these groups. Oh, former NFL player group. Okay, cool. Then they got you got the group where your kid is black, so put them in the black, heritage group. And I'm like, all right. And I just keep looking at all these groups like they making me Voltron and like, here's the arm, here's the other arm, here's the leg, here's the other leg. And I'm like, man, I'm just me, dog. Like I'm all these things, but at the same time, I understand what all these things have in importance. So Jeannie, how big is her group? Think about her group. Women who run a major league franchise, sports franchise. I think Dallas now, right? Like the wife. What we got? Detroit Lions. You know what I mean? So I understand why Rachel highlighted in a great way that it's being covered a little weird, a little different, right? It could be a lot different than what we see. So, it's wild, wild west out here. We're going to continue a little bit on the Lakers tomorrow. I want that LeBron is a savior conversation. I think we Lakered out right now. Everybody like, man, we got teams in our local market you ain't covering it, right? So I understand. But let's get into this Barkley. This Barkley is interesting. Y'all know what happened with Barkley. Okay, so Barkley came out and said, man, ESPN, I love it over there. I love them, but we ain't been on air much, and told Dan Patrick that. Well, that took on a life of its own because now people are trying to speculate and say why that's the real. Well, you don't have to look any further than this clip if you're Adam Silver to say, maybe they did conspire to shelve that show. I don't know about that, but let's listen to this.
I tell you what, you had nothing to do today. Oh, my goodness. If you went to this game, you had nothing to do today. Justin Champagny, his brother.
Okay, this is another Charles Barkley hilarious joke. You went to see Washington play who? I don't even know. I can't tell by these uniforms. Point being, if you went to this game, you ain't had nothing to do. So that's the conversation that's really fueling Charles Barkley, where people are like, dog, maybe because you didn't like the NBA or you guys always griping about the NBA, that they actually did have that walled-off Astoria hamburger with the Grey Poupon and say, I ain't saying nothing, but if they don't have to be on the air all the time, hey, do what you do, ESPN. So Barkley caught wind of this. He caught Colin's theory about it as Colin was saying it in conjecture. And we got to have the freedom and allowance to say some things that are not exactly fact or true, but we all got common sense. We all got the spidey sense. We got to have a world where we can use our spidey sense. If not, then everything is just literal until it happens and nothing happens until it happens. And we can't live in that world. So conjecture is necessary if it's responsible. Well, I don't think that Charles Barkley think it was.
2 months. There was no reason for us to be off for 2 months. Why not? And then you got fools on television.
It was Christmas, man.
I'm happy. Listen, it's a month. First of all, Christmas. Why was there no reason for us to be off? Christmas is the worst holiday in the history of civilization. All you do is waste money. Hate Christmas. You know that.
What does that have to do with us working Christmas Day 5 days?
Oh, we work Christmas Day.
I know. So you said it's been 2 months since we were on.
Yeah, but we only worked once in 2 months.
It's been a month.
And let me tell you something.
14 hours in one day. And I feel overworked.
Can I look at this camera right here? Yes. Okay, there's some fools at home or on the internet. They're at home now saying that we were talking bad about the players, so they made us work less. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. This is already scheduled.
Nice catch, by the way.
Because you know what, I really know. Do you realize how scheduled? Come on, man. These guys are like, well, they these guys, they gonna put them on the shelf because they don't want them on TV. Man, y'all need to shut the hell up. This was already planned months and months ago. All I said was I would have liked to work more.
But we're gonna be so heavy on the back end.
I know.
We work 3 days next week.
I know.
Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. Then we go home. All of the playoffs, all of the finals.
The only point I
it's
made.
Heavy back end.
I know. And we could have.
When the games really mean something.
Well, they all mean something.
No, they don't.
Yeah, but they really mean something. You don't think the cup mean anything?
You gonna watch the Sacramento New Orleans game?
Not if y'all paid me.
Okay, then it don't mean anything.
Not if y'all paid me. I'm not watching Sacramento.
It was a lot there. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. Beat it up in the comments because we about to beat this topic up a little bit. Oh, man. Yeah, Chuck, look, I need whatever Chuck is doing in terms of that nighttime because that's when I get caught slipping, nighttime. That last meal is, that's a bad deal for me. I lose it, but Chuck's lost a lot of weight, looking good. You know, when I first heard it, I thought he was talking about Colin. But now I'm starting to think he's talking about me, but I was talking about Colin. So maybe it is me. I don't know. I am at home, so that's part of it. I am on the internet, but I think Colin was at home. Colin was on the show, but he's also at home on the internet doing his show, his podcast. I don't know, but this whole world where people, they talking about you, but they ain't talking about you, I don't like to really investigate that because I'm like, if you ain't going to say it, then I shouldn't insert myself. But I'm also not crazy. So anyway, I hope it ain't me, but if I actually do hope it is me because I'm about to say something again. Yes, it was planned not for you to be on early. Okay. And it was planned for you guys to be on with a heavy load later because later is greater. Like, that shouldn't even be an argument, but that sounded like it was like a little pushback. Like, we're not even keeping it real now. Like, dog, it's okay. We see your sketch. It's like an airplane. You're not a helicopter show. You're an airplane. You're a jumbo jet. You're Air Force One. You're the best show on TV for sports, people say, right? So guess what? That sucker goes like this. Right? It ain't a helicopter. Like, they're going to take their time, ease you in, get you warmed up, get everybody acclimated. They're on a new network, same old show, and then, whoa, let's go. I thought that was simple. Now, the motivation to do that may not be all pure. Okay? Adam Silver, when Adam Silver went on Amazon, and you got a problem with the analysis, have a problem with Adam. Adam got out of his way to say, this is what we want. All I know in a relative world, that means there's something you don't want. There's something you don't like. And there's been times where Adam Silver's also been on other shows where he's like, look, we're dealing with a lot of the connotation and the perception that the NBA is not good. And he's always trying to fight, show you this rating over here. On Wednesday night at 9:38 p.m., we had this rating that reminds us of the 97-98 season. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying. And I'm not saying give him a participation trophy, but at the same time, he's like, dog, our best show is almost satire, if not just straight mockery, or not keeping it real about today's NBA. But a lot of people, I don't know if y'all been brainwashed or y'all really believe the NBA sucks. I can't believe it. I go to NBA games and I'm still in awe. I'm going tonight. Clippers, Brooklyn, taking my son MJ. That boy will stay up all night if you let him go to an NBA game. He's like, whoa. But it's weird if he also is already picking up on some of that guy's sorry. That guy ain't good. He laughs at air balls right now, even though his ass airballed a free throw before too. I'm like, ugh. And look, I don't live in utopia, so I ain't stupid. But at the same time, this is coming from somewhere. This is coming from somewhere where Barkley, even his own set, was like, dog, why are you saying we ain't working? We are. So he kind of caused it himself because he was like, we ain't working. But they're like, we are. We worked on Christmas and other times. Well, and then he's like, well, no, but yeah, and that's a stupid holiday. But more importantly, if you want to, they already planned this. Okay, so if they already planned it, why are you acting so perturbed when people are saying why this happened? Maybe hit dogs holler. Maybe they don't. I don't know. So long story short, we're going to see a lot more of them. And this is what's so funny. This is why I don't fight. Because think about it. Barkley wants to work more. Now, he could pit this against Colin, But Colin wanted to see the show more. Colin literally said the show used to feel big. Now it's invasion, I saw. You guys don't watch the games. Somebody said about the crew. And look, it's so funny they wrote this because I literally watched Barkley last night. Ernie teed him up for a good joke about something that happened with him and the play-by-play guy, Mark, I forget his name. God, that's sad. Anyway, and Ernie was like, what happened in Miami? What? Barkley said. He said, what happened in Miami? What? What's time? And then Barkley said, well, I was watching the Auburn game or Alabama game. So you guys don't watch the games? Whatever. No one has to watch all the games, but, a lot of people fake it. You don't know the players. You hate the league today. You all have agendas. You're all jealous of the money being made. That's more of a Shaq comment I hear a lot. You're a terrible representation of the league you're supposed to be supporting, and now you're telling fans to shut the funk up. Awful. Yeah, you got a point there. But it's different. They don't work for NBA TV. You know what I mean? Like NBA TV, oh, you watch that. Oh, that's going to be Hallmark cards. They write nothing but love letters to the NBA. So that's how that game goes. I get it. Okay, let's get into some deeper topics. You know what I mean? We over here being nice. Damn, there are some topics I'm skipping over every day, and they're so good. Oh, but we can't do it. I think it's time to get spicy. Do y'all agree? Beat it up in the comments. Let me read what y'all talking about with them. Klay Thompson and Megan Thompson. Megan Thompson already called her. Ooh, that's wifey. We got to finish this topic, too. We had the topic of, I didn't know what y'all felt about Ariel Helwani and the politics of UFC. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was a guy that y'all wasn't really rocking with, and a lot of fighters weren't either. Okay, let's get into this. Somebody said I got froze. And Mick Fern says, are you deleting comments from the after the show comment section? I'm going to tell you this now, and I'm going to tell you this forever. I don't delete comments. I read comments, and I respond to ones that I think are interesting. That doesn't mean good. That doesn't mean bad. I just think interesting. It made me think. It made me say, it got a reaction out of me, so I'm going to react. Simple as that. So beat up in the comments. Everything good? The sound is up? Everything good? Okay, good. Let's keep going. Beat it up in comments. All right, this guy. I didn't know y'all had a little issue with him. Let's hear some more of this conversation he had yesterday, if he's going to drop another layer, about the UFC not being political or being political. Oh, I did get dropped. What did I just put up? Damn. I was rolling, too, inside the NBA. I got dropped on Twitter, I think. I don't know. Tell me. All good? Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
They didn't really roll their eyes, I felt. When Trump showed up to the BMF title fight, it was a big deal that the president of the United States was attending a UFC event. I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, it's become so common, I'm pretty sure that was his first time as sitting president. And so that was something in Madison Square Garden, right? But when he's campaigning and they're doing the grandiose entrance, and by the way, they're telling us, it was just a coincidence that he came out and the music played and all this stuff. It just so happened to be a good time to cut to us. Come on, of course not. They did this whole thing. They mention his name over and over again. Every time they do the celebrity cutaways, it's boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Every fighter is jumping. Come on, it's not the same thing. It's nowhere near the same thing. And they've never done that with any other candidate. You're speaking. We've gone over this a million times.
So you can't do it for the first time? There's always a way to. I played defense my whole life, so there's always a way to get to Peyton Manning. There's a way. There's always a way to find Tom Brady. There's a way to affect them, right? Not saying that they're not going to ball out, but you can get to them. There's no first time. Oh, we're going to run zone. No, we're going to run man. No, we're going to run man zone. No, we're not going to blitz. No, we are going to blitz. There's always a way. There's always a first time. But we live in this world where people respond to stuff that they don't like, and they're like, why'd you do that? The answer is because I wanted to. The answer is because I own this network. The answer is you ain't got to watch. Like people are really inserting themselves in positions that they don't really actually, what's the right word? They actually don't understand the power that comes from that position, the responsibility that comes from that position, and the power you have as a viewer. You can watch, you can not watch, you can watch and complain, you can not watch and complain. But all I hear is complaints. Let's go.
To just say what it is. to pretend that you are not positioning the company in a certain direction is disingenuous. Just say what it is. I like this guy. I believe in this guy. He's my friend. I backed him. And I decided that I wanted to hitch my wagon to him because there was a time, and he said it to me, where he's like, we don't do politics here.
I don't think they really do politics. This is not even me defending Dana White and UFC. He, of all commissioners, is like, go to the podium, say what you want. No, yes, no. I've never seen him. He censors no one. I mean, they have said some crazy stuff in UFC. And then when he's done, he'll say, all right, that dude's a fool. He's an ass. But he letting them go? I haven't seen the censorship. So tell me if you've seen the censorship. And more importantly, why was I not? I'm so sorry. More importantly, what nice shirt too. More importantly, who cares? If he really wanted to do it, you're saying, well, just admit it. I thought actions speak louder than words. Why you want him to say something? Why don't you just watch? If you really are convinced, you're convinced. So now it's just confirmation bias because you don't believe that he allows his fighters to say whatever. And he really does. So you got to have a stronger point than that.
There was a time where he said that. We have the clips. They're on YouTube. Pablo Torre played them. We don't do politics here. We don't do religion here. And now they do. So, yes, the company is political. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. Honestly, I care less. I don't like. There's some people who are like, like I don't care. Leave me alone with all this stuff. There's enough. You know. It's like, but you know, when you say we're not political and then you air ICE commercials, of course you're political. Well, come on. But there's enough.
Well, if you don't air ICE commercials, are you political? Because you're like, hello, anybody? Right? You either ICE or anti-ICE. Right? In this world where they say pick a side. So anything you do is going to be deemed political. Remember I told you about Awful Announcing, my one criticism? That's my favorite website by viewership, by visits. I go there the most. So it's my favorite. I don't care what I'm going to tell you. I go there the most, so it must be my favorite, even though there are other ones that I like as well, obviously. But here's the thing. They don't have any Jason Whitlock stories. That's why I don't cover a lot of Jason Whitlock. Because I got to go somewhere where it's a portal, a hub, a summary of what's going on in sports media. And I go there the most. And since they don't cover Jason Whitlock, are they political? Absolutely. I know they're left-leaning. I can tell in every story. They use choice words like scandalous. And I'm like, what happened to the objectivity? So it's all good. Keep going.
Crap to where I'm not going to get riled up over this stuff. I'm just not. Do I wish it was not there? Yes. I do think there should be a separation. He wants to sit in the crowd, wave once, great.
Why? Taylor Swift, NBC, Taylor Swift, CBS. Are they political? We know we done heard some stuff from Taylor Swift before about politics. They show her 1,000 times. Where's this rant? No? Oh, it only goes one way, huh? Watch who y'all let lead y'all.
But all the other stuff was too much. It was way too much. But am I offended or hot under the collar? No, because I just think that there's enough other crap to worry about. I'm not even talking about my life. I'm talking about the sport. I'm way more riled up about fighter pay and the lack of revenue sharing and the actual important crap about the sport than them doing a 3-minute walkout for Donald Trump. I'm not going to get bothered over that.
All right, let's get out of here then. You ain't bothered. Blah, blah, blah. I hate to see you bothered then, damn it. What's up with the fighter pay? I got to do an investigative piece on that because I don't know what's up with the fighter pay. A lot of people talk about that. I don't know how much they get paid. I don't know how much John Jones gets or not. But beat up in the comments. Send me some links if you guys know something about it. It is a mystery. I love the NFL. Like, look, Dak making $60 million. Josh Allen making 55. Patrick Mahomes making 73. I like that world. I don't like when people hide their money, especially like you're doing something that's public. Like show the public what you're getting from it, right? Public ain't gonna be like, I ain't giving you no money. You already got 73 million. No. Public like, all right. I feel like I'm investing in something. I think so. Here's something that's interesting. Let's get into it. We're getting deeper waters. It's about to get spicy. Someone just woke up. Hip Hop Forever says, I just realized many rappers were advertising jail like it was a private resort. That ain't no Four Seasons. Look at that imagery. Look at that. Reason I brought that up is because I'm in that phase right now where my son and daughter are asking me these real questions. Their questions are getting real, right? I got to answer prison conversations and jail conversations. My daughter asked me yesterday about homicide. And I was like, oh, it's getting real. Okay? It's getting real because where do you point? You don't point anymore. You just got to speak. And you better be educated. You better have understanding. And also, you got to meet them where they are. Right? She's an itty bitty. And she's going to repeat back what she heard. She told me yesterday, she asked me this question. She said, Daddy, who changed the world? Jesus or Dr. Martin Luther King? Her sister, the wild one, the firecracker, Olivia, immediately says, Jesus made the world. He created the world. And she said, I said change. So I'm sitting there like, I was like, okay, baby, like, and I said, Jesus. And she said, why? Of course, every kid, right? I was like, well, Jesus. And she's like, I'm religifying my daughter. This ain't fair, but this is real. And then she's like, I told her, I was like, Jesus was first. Jesus, the Bible. I just gave her a real glossy version. And then I was like, Martin Luther King. And then I was about to go on Martin Luther King. The point is this. This is what she said. She said, Martin Luther King made white people start treating black people better. I was like, that's an interesting. I was like, what's the first grade like now? I was like, okay. And we got a topic coming up about this, indoctrination and all that. So I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, because black people used to have to go to one water fountain and they went to a different one and their water was better. And then my daughter said, man, that's mean. And I think we went outside and started playing basketball. I don't know. Heavy. It's just all over the place. Like the coverage of anything, the same thing, right? Look at this coverage.
Vice President Pence, a local school district here is alleging ICE agents detaining a 5-year-old after preschool on Tuesday. We've also seen multiple American citizens detained by ICE or harassed by ICE in the last 6 weeks. Are you proud of how your administration is conducting this immigration crackdown here in Minnesota right now?
Okay, so basically this question is, are you proud how your investigation and your officers, your unit, this federal agency, ICE especially, even though they're represented by many in the law enforcement, how everything is going? You proud of the work and the service?
Well, I'm proud of the fact that we're standing behind law enforcement, and I'm proud of the fact that we're enforcing the country's laws. But, you asked a question about this 5-year-old kid. I actually saw this terrible story while I was coming to Minneapolis. We just left Toledo, Ohio this morning for an economic messaging event. And I see this story, and I'm a father of a 5-year-old, actually, a 5-year-old little boy. And I think to myself, oh my God, this is terrible. How did we arrest a 5-year-old? Well, I do a little bit more follow-up research. And what I find is that the 5-year-old was not arrested, that his dad was an illegal alien. And then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death? Are they not supposed to arrest an illegal alien in the United States of America? If the argument is that you can't arrest people who have violated our laws because they have children, then every single parent is going to be completely given immunity from ever being the subject of law enforcement. That doesn't make any sense. No one thinks that makes any sense.
Blah, blah, blah. In a world where politics is your rooting interest, divisiveness is the consequence of that. Common sense has been lost, right? So initially, the conversation about how do we protect our borders, the pros of that, and obviously some of the cons is how you enforce that, right? No, if you're a human, you want people to humanely be put into custody. You want them humanely to be escorted. You want them humanely to be sent back to their country of origin, right? I don't care where your politics are, I hope. Now, obviously, that can't be done without someone getting hurt, some things going wrong, because you're talking about someone who's there illegally. I don't know if you've ever paid attention, but when someone does a crime, the cover-up is worse. And if it's a real criminal, how they gonna cover it up is gonna be gangster. You could be in a relationship. Did you do this? Did you cheat? No, that's a lie. Okay, I have evidence. You did. Okay. So the crime was the cheating. But now the cover-up is how you going to keep lying and then going to play victim and then try to blame me. Why you looking through my phone? You forgot? We did used to share passwords till you changed it. Why you change it? Oh, so we know how the game goes, right? We ain't stupid. I hope we're not. It's just wild out here that I'm going to point out all the contradictions, all the hypocrisy. And then I hope that you guys start to realize no matter what your rooting interest is, your ego is getting in the way of you connecting with another human being. That maybe you disagree. Maybe you want to run a different defense. It's okay. We can still win the game playing either one. Or we could try to have a hybrid. Parents are crazy these days. Real crazy. Look at this.
James, this go get Justin.
And here we go.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get the ball game.
Hey.
Look here. This ball game's got to get over.
Look at that dude right there.
Yeah, let's go.
What could be that serious? What could be? You already played. Looked like you didn't play well either. Leave it alone. Let these kids have some fun.
You can't get this.
This game's over.
Oh, my God.
They just tased dry.
He got tased.
This ball game is over.
Oh, the tase only was for 5 seconds? You ready to do a push-up? Oh, you back.
Yeah, we're going to end our live feed. This game has got to come to an end.
Undertaker. When they put the damn mascots up. Parents, you go outside, act like you know how to act. Please, your itty bitties are watching. Please. They really are. Ooh, I want to end on this one right here. This may be our ending right here. I think this is fascinating. I love to break stereotypes. Y'all know me. Let's go.
Hey, yo, America. Understand this. I'm a black man in America, right? I walk around with a 19 on my hip, a SIG in my glove compartment, and an AR-15 in my 2020 Honda Accord daily, right? And you know what I don't do with those things? I don't go and impede law enforcement carrying out their duties. You know what I do? I mind my business. That's all I do. I go out there, I drink water, I get money, and I mind my business. You know my favorite saying, right?
No.
And for some reason, I'm able to survive. Every single day, I'm able to come home, run my kids a bath, tuck them in, and continue to do my thing. No harm comes to me, no harm comes to my family. I also have a 12-gauge pump, away from the kids, of course, because, you know, you got to be a responsible pew-pew owner, okay? And no harm comes to me and my family because I mind my business. I let the law do the law things. If I have beef, I petition my lawmakers. I don't go and take it out on law enforcement who are also citizens and Americans like me. And for some reason, I'm still here. There's a lesson in that.
Blah, blah, blah. Love what he said. Not fully, but I love what he said. It started off on the premise that the expectation is, because you're a black man in America, that you're going to have to deal with unnecessary harm. But I think you even proved yourself wrong by actually saying, because of the way I act, the attitude, my social behaviors, nothing happens to me. And that's what I want a lot of black people to understand. Actually, all of y'all, but I'm rooting for a lot. Dog, your attitude is the altitude. That's how high you're gonna go. That's how high they're gonna treat you. That's why class is so much more important today than race. It's because you want to be thought of in high esteem, right? And if people think of you in high esteem, they think of you that because of how you are, how you act. Okay, that initial impression of you're dark, you're light, you're tall, you're short. People move that out the way immediately to go get some real information, to be informed about you. So other than the whole, I'm a black man, which means, because you're already responding to ignorance if you think like that. Like, who cares if somebody think you whack because you black? Like, that's stupid. Like, why would you engage with that? There's so many people that don't even care. There's so many people that don't even notice. They're like, whatever. I know you are black. I know you're tall. So what? You ever go to a game and you see the tall dude, nobody want to pick him? Because they looking at his legs. They're like, look at them legs. That boy can't move. Right? Like, benefits don't just come lazily to people. You got to earn them. Look how many white people get treated like trash. That's why they call it white trash. People don't. Y'all got to get outside the house if y'all disagree with me right now. But I am open-minded, so I let people like this get comments, beat up in the comments. Brandon Hammer says, what the hell? People said the same thing about the Taylor Swift getting too much coverage. So it's not one way. Actually, you only talk one-sided, and it's pretty obvious. But yet you criticize others. No, I don't talk one-sided. I think you probably are misconstruing what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I know there are mainstream narratives. What I'm doing is I know there are stereotypes. And what I'm trying to do is defy them to show hypocrisy and contradiction. So therefore now you can fragment all of that and start to think for yourself. You didn't think I had an answer to that? So when the mainstream is the other way, if it is the other way, whenever it is the other way, depends on the topic, depends on the subject, I will show the opposite. You can call it being a contrarian, whatever it may be, to show you that, hey, you can be you no matter where you are. Okay? So if you want to talk about disenfranchised, that's the way to do it. Show the people that they ain't showing, show the voices that they're not showing the people that they're not talking about, and then highlight it. So when a report is blasted that a 5-year-old is arrested, I'm not going to go to 5-year-old arrested. I'm going to go, how does a 5-year-old get arrested? You see that how jumped in there? You see that why jumped in there? That's all I'm trying to do on this show. Obviously, it's working. Let me stop. Yo ass watching. Let me stop. Love, man, I appreciate you. But I appreciate you trying to keep me on my toes, 10 toes down, right? And if I don't rotate fast enough for you, if I don't go in enough of a circle for you, because, this is a 360. I'm trying to show it all. If you're like, you stuck over there, holla at your boy. Beat it up in the comments. Let's talk about it. Here's another one. Oh, my God. Should I leave on this one? Oof. We got to start this. All right, this is going to finish it. Once again, define the stereotype, the lazy narratives that are out there. We're going to do something. It's going to be, I don't know, it may be a 20-part series, but I read something that was so informative that I want to just share with you guys. But let's start off with, I know people want they medicine in candy. Y'all need a video. Y'all like, I ain't reading all that. I want a video. Let's go.
Dahomey was not a peripheral player in the Atlantic slave trade. It was central to it. The kingdom's wealth, its military power, and its cultural splendor were built entirely on the systematic capture, sale, and export of human beings. By the end of the kingdom, an estimated 1.9 million slaves came from West African coastline controlled by the Dahomey. The kingdom obtained its slaves by waging perpetual warfare upon its neighbors. In the 19th century, a Dahomeyan king named Gezo described the slave trade as the ruling principle of my people. It is the source of their glory and health. Their songs celebrate their victories, and the mother lulls the child to sleep with notes of triumph over an enemy reduced to slavery. Now, in many cases, the kingdom of Dahomey obtained these slaves by deploying an all-female military unit called the Dahomey Amazons. They were the chief slave catchers of the empire. The Amazons would raid nearby towns and return with large contingents of slaves, along with the heads of anyone who resisted. One missionary who visited the country in 1861 described some of Dahomey's soldiers as equipped with 3-foot-long straight razors, which they held two-handed, and which were supposedly capable of splitting a man into two halves.
Damn.
According to one historian, quote, when the Amazons walked out of the palace, they were preceded by a slave girl carrying a bell. sound told every male to get out of their path, retire a certain distance, and look the other way. If the men didn't get out of the way, they stood a very good chance of being split in half.
Jeez. I think everyone has had that rude awakening, or maybe it wasn't rude, it was just awakening to like, whoa, wait a minute. You mean that what I learned in school, like my daughter learned in school right now, I told you guys the story. You mean that white people didn't just come grab my ancestors and just take them to Africa? You mean that my own ancestors had a play and a part in that? Everyone had that conversation. Everyone had that book. Everyone had that realization, all right? We kind of understand now that slavery happened before just American slavery. It happened all around the world to all, right? Okay. Well, we're going to do this a little serious because I like this guy. And this headline grabbed me, obviously. It's something. His name is Kaizen Isidu. I've done this video before, but this one's different. I think this clear think. Oh, yo, I ain't gonna lie. It's the first time I ever read his bio. Harvard, duh. Emmy winner. It's like seeing somebody big or fast or tall, and you're like, and it goes, NBA veteran. You're like, oh, okay. It makes sense. Like, you can hate it if you want. It's just the reality. It's smart as hell. White people didn't invent slavery. The West ended it. That caught me off because I was like, oh, I see what he's doing here with the wordplay. Okay, so let's get into this. I almost couldn't believe what I was hearing. Yeah, she told me that they sorted the kids into 2 lines by skin color. One line was for the oppressed, the other for oppressors. This had allegedly happened in an elementary school in Topanga, California, a place I've lived for almost 2 years. I said almost because sadly I could believe it. Topanga is, as a friend says, a place for hippies who have figured some things out. New age spiritualists, nomads, holistic healers. In the 60s, it was a countercultural epicenter, home of Marvin Gaye, Neil Young, Jim Morrison. Yeah, you know those spots. Hippie lifestyle, LA prices, is also overwhelmingly white. And being black, a rarity there, gave me a vantage point from which I could observe well-intentioned white people's attitudes about race up close. So it was concerning, but conceivable, that this oppressor-oppressed exercise might be happening at a local elementary school. Curious, I decided to investigate. What I found was worse than I imagined. This exercise wasn't just happening in a quirky hippie town. It was happening worldwide. Okay, we're stopping right there because I know how people are. I see some of you in the comments say, Marcellus, you should have more graphs and stuff like that. Hell no. People don't like to learn. You want to know how I know? Because I went to school. I'm not doing that. I'm going to entertain y'all. Meanwhile, I'm going to just drop some jewels here and there and make y'all understand where I'm coming from. Simple as that. Now, let's have some fun. Let's go. Oh, what happened? They took my video down. They are mean. You damn NFL. I'm going to try and get it back. Oh, I love her. That girl is good. Let's go back. Oh, I think it's the site is down. That's all right. We ain't going nowhere. Tomorrow, we watching that video. I am in the Buffalo Bill highlight video a lot of times. More times than I thought I should have been. So, we're going to get out of here on this. Y'all know what we do on this show. We show love. We say, have an amazing day. Be the best person you can be because that's all you can be. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the verse. Time to hide.